Hello, friends. Thank you for joining me for this latest episode of Cookie Catch Ups from World Mind Media. My name is Jeremy, but please call me Cookie. What I have for you today, folks, World Prison's very own Cuban. Well, let me tell you, he is an absolute genius and leader in the NFT world ecosystem. A little bit about the project. World Prison is a prison Minecraft server. They have consistent updates and they allow players to earn passive income. Now, one thing that I was super excited to learn about is just how big a game mode the prison Minecraft scene is. It was really revolutionary for me as somebody who is very new to Minecraft in general. So, yeah, please do me a solid before we get going. Click that like button below, hit subscribe, and the notification bell so you're alerted whenever we drop some new fire content. Here's my interview with Cuban. Enjoy.
To create a functioning Minecraft server that is appealing to the Minecraft player base. And we already had play to earn on Minecraft before NFT worlds in a different sense, where servers would pay out of their pocket from their donations that they get on the server to the top three or the top five, whatever the case may be. It wasn't really good. There was really no trust in there with these server owners. A lot of times it would be a rug pull, but there was a sense of play to earn at one point. um I knew what game modes appeal to the Minecraft player base in general, so I created World Prison. World Prison is one of the most played game modes in all of Minecraft. It has been around since Minecraft was created. It was one of the first game modes next to Skyblock and Factions. I believe it was Factions, Prisons, and Skyblock were the top three most popular games that came out right behind each other. Um, when Prisons came out, I was a very big fan. I played Prisons for years. I know how prison servers work, how to make them fun, but we added a little twist to it. There's a lot of different things in our prison server. It's not just prisons. You're not just mining all day. You're not just completing these quests. You have dungeons that you can complete. You have this whole PvE storyline that you can follow through. PvE, for people who don't know, that's basically player versus entity. You're going against the entities versus PvP, where you're going against player versus player. Entities are mobs, armor stands, all that type of stuff, whatever the case may be. um we created, or are currently creating, a very, very high tech and modern version of Minecraft Prisons, where we're going to introduce a lot of different things that have never been seen before on Minecraft Prisons, like dungeons. There's not many dungeon servers in general, yet alone Minecraft Prison ones. I think there's maybe like two or three that I can think of. Even then, they're not done efficiently, correctly, or fun enough to sustain and capture the interest of these players for a very long time. So that's what we're doing different. With that alone, our passes are not only seeable on your OpenSea and everything else, but you will be able to see it, use it, touch it, rent it all in game on Minecraft. That is our biggest utility that we're trying to push so hard, is that your item is physical in game and on OpenSea. You're not just gonna, you don't have just a picture to look at. And Cookie, I'll actually give you a teaser of our pass. Our artwork is completed. If you want to look on Discord real quick, I want your opinion on this.
Let me,
This is our completed pass. Give me 1 second here
yeah, let me check this out.
to send it over to you. It's very unique. Oh crap. Give me 1 second. I am
Yeah,
so
man.
sorry.
No, dude, take your time. Take your time. I've had enough technical difficulties to justify anything you're going through right now.
Yeah, I guess I didn't. Well, I saved it and then I deleted some pictures, and I guess I deleted it by mistake. Okay, here
Yeah.
it is. So this is the pass that players will be getting to enter the prison server with.
Sheesh. Hold on, let me make sure I save this so I can put this on the B-roll. Oh, snap.
Yeah. So that pickaxe that you're seeing with the crystals, that is actually accessible in game. Players will be able to have the pedestal and the pickaxe. The pickaxe is actually called the corrupted pickaxe. There's a whole storyline with it. Um, Long before World Prison came in and took over the prison and started running it, there was a corrupted warden who ran the prison. When the United Nations caught whiff of what was going on, they invaded the prison, put us in head of the prison, and imprisoned the warden in his same prison, and that was his pickaxe. The word around town is if you hold that pickaxe, there are certain boosts that come with using that pickaxe that are upgradable only with that pickaxe. But no one has managed to ever touch that pickaxe for longer than a few seconds, as you can see. Um, so the tails aren't completely 100% or not, but then World Prison came in, so it might change.
It's
Um,
nobody's able to touch the pickaxe because anytime somebody tries to, they get clubbed over the head by one of the prison guards.
yep.
Yo, this dude gets straight, he gets bodied. I love this. This is fantastic.
It's great. It's great, honestly. But that pickaxe that you're seeing in there is also upgradable. We're going to be doing free, by the way, totally free airdrops that will be random for the holders. You know, you never know what you're going to get until we unveil it. But the holders are going to be getting different upgrades to the pickaxe. It's going to be bedrock tips, fire tips, corrupted being the top 0.01% chance to get a corrupted piece. A corrupted piece is either the handle or the tip of the pickaxe, and they give you extreme boosts inside of the server that will be completely free. This will add the rarities and different varieties of the passes to create a different ecosystem all in game. Um, but you know, when it comes to NFT worlds, we're missing one simple thing, and that is the Minecraft player base. Everything else is there. You know, the funding, the investors, the technology, everything is already here at NFT worlds. We have the best minds and we have the best community. We have a community that wants to indulge in these projects, a community that trusts the developers and the staff team of these projects because the staff team and developers are showing time and time again that they're here for the community. We aren't here for anything else. We're here for the community. We're here to grow together and grow this project to the very tippity top, make the new Minecraft. This is what the new Minecraft is going to be now. Um, with that simple little gap that needs to be filled, we're going to be able to fill it over at World Prison by simply hiring this plethora of YouTubers that have access to. We actually have on top of the connections I have, we have a member over at World Prison who is our marketer who has connections with over 350 Minecraft YouTubers who are just waiting for us to pull the trigger and be like, World Prison is done. We need you to come make a series. That is
Oh,
all. That's
will
all. That's
you'll need to link me with him or her so that I can help get those guys exposure too. I mean, yeah, I completely agree with you. The one thing that
hmm
we're missing to make this explode because we already have the tech, right? I mean, you read the white paper from NFT Worlds. These guys know what they're doing, and I think that that's why I'm very happy to invest so much time and energy into World Mind because again, I go when I look at that white paper, I see the federation of teams and people that are developing here in this ecosystem, and it's like, wow, like this isn't a meme, right? This isn't just hype.
exactly.
This isn't just NFTs and we had World Mind. We talk about this all the time. Is that um, NFTs are just a tool, right? We feel like, unfortunately, too often they're used as a money grab. They don't have real utility, and that's why I love that I hear that we're going to be able to use our items in game. And please correct me if I'm wrong, but is that what you're leaning toward with Prison?
So here's the thing, right? Um, how do I word this correctly? So on top of, you could have all the connections in the world, right? You could have all the connections in the world. You could have all the YouTubers in the world playing on a Minecraft server, and you'll still be missing that player base, and you're scratching your head thinking, well, what am I doing wrong? right? And this is the issue I feel like a lot of projects are struggling with. I'm not shading any projects. I'm not hating any projects or whatever the case may be. This is just complete facts from someone who is Minecraft first, not NFTs first. I did not come into this project being NFTs first. I am a person who I'm a person who this whole project NFT Worlds is based around Minecraft, right? I'm a person who came from Minecraft before anything. So I know what the player base wants. I know what the players want. A lot of projects are struggling keeping players because they don't have enjoyable content. Not that the content itself isn't enjoyable, the content itself isn't enjoyable for the Minecraft player base. The Minecraft player base is used to competitiveness, they're used to fast paced, high action. You missed a day of working. You're way behind now. Now you have to work even harder if you want to catch up to that person who's been grinding all day. That's the type of stuff that the Minecraft player base likes. So they want to be able to get on a server, work all day long, get off, and be like in the back of their head, damn, I still have so much to do on there. I still have to do this and this to be able to do that and this and go here and go there. They have all these different possibilities of things that they can do. They're never done. And that's what we're building over at World Prison. We're creating a server that, for one, is never going to reset. Whatever items that you have gotten on your first day, those items will still be there 5 years from now. And that's how we're going to bring that player base in. This is a never resetting server. Content is constantly being updated or added. New storylines, new quests, new boss rooms, etc. All of that is going to constantly be added. There is just so much to add and do with prisons that it's going to be never ending. Someone who is quote unquote end game is still going to have as much things to do and get done as someone who just joined the server. That's just how it's going to go. You're never going to run out of content while playing. That's how we're going to attract the player base. That's how we're going to keep them locked in with NFT worlds, right? So now you might be saying that's great. World Prison is going to get a lot of players. It's not going to just be World Prison. That's not our goal. Our goal is not to bring all these players over, hoard them on our server, and basically make it impossible for other projects to get these players from all this exposure that we're getting. So we're going to be adding a compass directly in game. It's going to be in your inventory. It will never leave, no matter if you die, no matter if you can't remove it out of your inventory. Basically, this compass is going to be the menu to World Prison. That's where you'll be able to access your wardrobe. If you want to quickly put on different armor sets, you'll be able to access your private chest. You'll be able to access your stats. And there's going to be our teleporter right there in that same menu. You click that teleporter, and any project that wants to be added to that teleporter will have its own section there in a very custom and high tech. It's very high tech. That's the one thing about this teleporter. It's going to be very high tech. It's going to show the logos. It's going to show the player count, all of that for whatever server wants to be added on there, and they'll be able to teleport directly from World Prison onto whatever one of these other servers that they want to connect to. So basically, what that does is we create this amazing server. It's amazing. We have our early supporters basically getting all the perks from us doing all of this work first. These early supporters are going to have their passes, they're going to be able to rent them. We have the YouTubers now coming in, right? So I'm trying to phrase this correctly so I don't miss a step. So I'm sorry if I keep stopping. But these early supporters have their passes, they list them for rent. They're going to be getting rented out just from players who weren't able to actually mint one of these passes. They'll be able to rent them out directly from their in game. But where the big influx and the big volume of renting is going to come from is when these YouTubers come, they bring all of these players over from the Minecraft community. They don't have passes, they don't even know about NFTs yet. They start to learn and enjoy the server. Now they're renting these passes with either world that they gained, world that they purchased, or world from other servers or wherever they got their world. That's creating now more volume and constant volume on the actual um, renting system that we're going to be implementing. Basically, what we're trying to do is we're trying to create a never-ending loop of world, right? So this world goes directly to the pass holders, and we're also going to have in-game world shops where you're able to buy crates, ranks, whatever the case may be, a whole bunch of custom cool things, pets, etc., all in-game with world. That world goes to then a wallet that is controlled by us over at World Prison, in that world is then redistributed in giveaways. If we decide Tuesday we're going to do double boosted world earnings for play to earn, all of that stuff will come directly from that wallet, and of course our faucet that we're going to be tapping into with NFT worlds. Basically, this is going to create a never-ending ecosystem. It's going to attract the player base. It's going to retain them, which is the most important part, because you can attract all the players, but you have to retain them. And hopefully just shine a big bright light over on NFT worlds. Then these YouTubers can work with us and get more used to the idea of NFTs and NFT servers on Minecraft, expanding to other servers, bringing more attention to the whole project and the sub projects within that project in general.
Goodness, my man. There's just alpha dripping all over this call, and I'm I'm actually a little bit concerned because if we have other projects listening, these dudes are gonna start stepping up their game based off of the game that you're dropping here, the
And that's
lessons.
fine. If other projects are coming in listening and like, oh, we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that exact same thing. It's not that easy to do.
Yes.
You know, by the time these other projects catch on to what we're trying to do here, it's gonna be done. By the time they try to they go and make these connections that take years to make, it's gonna be done. What I'd prefer is these projects come to me directly and say, "Hey, we need your help. We know you have the connections." Instead of going behind your back and trying to do it ourselves and one up you, could you help us out? And I'll be more than glad to be like, "Of course. Why wouldn't I help you?"
And
But
and to
hey,
your point,
if
uh,
you decide to go around it, and do it yourself, by all means, I wish you the best of luck. I hope you succeed. We're not worried. We have YouTubers who are already contract in their face, waiting to be signed with the money sent, and the series will commence. And these YouTubers specifically are the ones that we really need and want, versus the other ones who we're not so worried about, or losing, and they'll come back later, whatever the case may be. They have many videos to upload, so by all means, please reach out to these YouTubers. This is what we're needing. But if you're going to do that, have a fun game mode for them. These YouTubers aren't going to just come and record on any type of server. They're not going to, they have to have content that's enjoyable. They have to be playing something that they personally enjoy and their players are going to enjoy.
I definitely agree, man, and it's definitely something that again, the projects that World Mind has really gravitated toward, and the folks that we've been able to communicate with best really echo that same narrative that you've been driving here. That again, an NFT is great, an art-based NFT is awesome, an on-chain one of one NFT, that's beautiful. But when you're talking about why someone would want to come over from the traditional gaming environment and start playing on these servers, there has to be a lot more to it than just an NFT, because arguably our audience is really going to be people who have never heard of an NFT before, right? I think that that's
Exactly.
who we're targeting because and it's always tough, right? Because we're in the early stages of developing this ecosystem, and I feel like as builders and people who obviously have a voice and a platform, we always want to be cautious with exactly how we express our personal feelings, our team's views and opinions and such. But for me, when I have these conversations, I just can't help but express there's too much of an NFT centric energy on our platform. And I think to the point that you were making, that's something that kind of holds us back. I do believe that that is a great problem to have, right?
Yeah.
Every problem is a good problem. You have to learn how to pivot, gain perspective, analyze, gain insight, and then execute on a clear plan to improve, right? And I and it's great. I love listening to you because both of us have a cybersecurity background, and both of us really have that kind of an analytical mindset where we kind of want to chop up a problem into a workflow, right? But I digress. I think that our platform really needs to focus on giving people a full experience rather than a hangout, right? And again, we're not going to call out anybody. We're not calling out any teams. We're here to help everybody grow and learn. But I think that the message that needs to come across to builders. Um, why would somebody want to play your game for hours and hours and hours on end? Because I'm quickly learning, why in the world have I been playing other games besides Minecraft for my entire life? I'm in my mid 20s. I'm like, dude, Minecraft is so fun, but
Yeah, it
some of
is
these it's such an addicting game. It's such an addicting game loop.
very time consuming sometimes.
It's very time consuming, but obviously, we can't fork we can't just straight up bite the game loop of the core game and then throw that on NFT worlds like, hey, buy my NFT and it's going to give you access to this world, or just jump into this world and you can mine. And you know what I mean? We have to iterate and we have to innovate on NFTs, and we always have that also has to extend to the platform itself with Minecraft. Like we have to make full games, right? And that's what really excites me about Prison. While I'm hearing you speak, I'm actually looking up some content for it that I'll end up using as B-roll for those who are listening that aren't familiar. This is a full-on game. Like, this is something to play. Our own project
The
here
whole
at World Mind.
experience.
Yeah, it's a whole experience, right? I'm not going to be in here just chatting with people.
Exactly.
I need something to get my heart racing, right?
Exactly. And you have the option to just chat, like we're gonna have more than just you being able to mine. There's gonna be a lot of stuff you can do while you're chatting, like farming. You're gonna be able to make these huge farms to start generating you money per hour. You're gonna be able to set up robots that will do mining for you while you're offline as well. They mine while you're offline, while you're online, 24/7. They're mining for you. Um, and there's different things you can do. There's going to be gambling inside of the game. And before anybody says, "Whoa, gambling!" No, not real money gambling. It's just coin flips and things like that you do with in-game money. You won't be able to use it for world or anything like that. That would be breaking some serious rules. With the Minecraft EULA,
I
which
don't
we will
care
not be
what rules
doing.
we're breaking. If I can shoot dice in Minecraft, I'm hooked. I'm never ever leaving.
Yes, there's a whole bunch of stuff like that we're gonna be adding, and and like you said, like the biggest thing is bringing over this Minecraft player base. And how do you do that and have them stick? You give them enjoyable game modes, and here's the biggest part, right? You make it frictionless. If it's not frictionless, if there's any type of friction for a Minecraft player to come over, you're gonna be potentially losing out on a lot of people who would help your project out. How are we going to make that frictionless? Because we can say that it's frictionless at the moment because it is. For the most part, it is. You go to the NFT World page, you log in, you get a wallet already set up for you, and then you can jump in and start earning, right? But on a server like ours, where world is king, that's how it is on most servers. World is king. Um, People are going to want to just buy world outright to buy these ranks or to buy these in-game items. So how are we going to make that frictionless? We are currently working on many different ways where we can make this possible, and we actually might make this open source. There's a lot of different things that we might make open source for other projects, so there's no need for you guys to try and try and steal my ideas. I got you, man. I'm giving them out. Our in-game renting, for example, is something that we're trying to make open source. We want to make it to where it'll be uploaded to a GitHub, and these projects can just download it and set it up to where they can have in-game renting for their projects as well. Another thing, this is probably the biggest thing. We haven't announced it yet. This is going to be the first time I really talk about it.
Alpha, free alpha.
Um, We are trying to make it to where you're able to purchase World with a credit card directly in game. We're trying to make it to where someone coming from the Minecraft player base who has no idea about crypto or anything like that, they got their free wallet set up on the NFT Worlds page. They're able to use their credit card or PayPal and many other payment methods and directly purchase World and just go ahead and start using it. The only issues we are running in is, the potential chargebacks, the potential of it not being decentralized no more. Like all of that stuff is really what's holding us back from making this a complete possibility. So we're trying to find the best way to go about it. It's not a 100% fact that we're going to do it or anything like that, because like I said, there's the chargebacks issue. There is the whole this whole thing being decentralized, that's basically taking it away when you're bringing in bank accounts and credit cards and things like that. We kind of don't want that on our shoulders. But if we have an easy way to make it possible for people who want to use their credit cards to purchase World because they just don't know how to purchase World, we'll do that. In the meantime, we're going to have very, very detailed guides on many different ways you can buy World in any country, and that'll be our main thing for a while. If we can't figure it out, we can't figure it out. If we do, then great. But there is a big barrier between allowing that to happen.
Well, you honestly, we that are in the crypto space, we kind of we're from the we're looking out from the inside, right? So
Hmm.
we don't appreciate how long it took us to get comfortable in this space. And I mean, for coming over to NFTs, I couldn't be more comfortable. I couldn't be more confused because there's so much to keep up with and it moves so fast, just like DeFi. But coming into the crypto space as a DeFi, I had to get very comfortable very quickly with, damn, number go up. Nice. Damn, number go down. Sheesh, right? There's so much volatility getting things moved around. I mean, and it sounds like you are putting a lot of thought into trying to knock down some of these barriers, but it that the elephant in the room is having somebody be willing to, yes, come and spend time in your world, but then, let's say somebody does want to take that world off of the platform. Of course, we want to create an ecosystem where world never leaves the platform. But what if somebody does want to sell their world? They're not going to know what to do, right? Let's say somebody doesn't really want to have their wallet be custodied by NFT World's platform. People have to try to wrap their mind around learning how to use MetaMask, and then there are a lot of other security implications that come along with that, right? And I think that that's something that I really stress. I'm again, both of us coming from that cybersecurity background. People need to be aware of the fact that if you screw up and you lose your crypto, there isn't really much that anybody can do for you. And with that, the people who are very comfortable in this space, that's what we thrive on, right? We thrive on self custody. We thrive on permissionless. Um, but I feel like that is something that is very scary to somebody who just wants to sit down and grab a Red Bull, or just sit down, grab a drink, grab a snack, and just mindlessly enjoy a great gaming experience. And you have so much of that in traditional Minecraft, and it is going to take those type of problem solving to knock down those barriers and make it very, very easy for people to come in, just the average casual user. But then you also have a lot of the um, you have a lot of the negative association, the negative connotation around crypto itself. I feel like there's so much FUD in crypto, and it takes a lot for somebody to just sit down, understand what they're playing, what they're touching, what they're interacting with, what they're investing in. So I feel like we continue to move forward and we're making a lot of progress. But I think it's important for, yes, leaders in this space like yourself to go out and communicate with people and spread this message. But as builders, as world holders, as NFT world holders, these are the conversations that you need to be having with your team, right? That this needs to be a culture of trying to make the integration of traditional Minecraft into NFT worlds as seamless as possible,
Definitely.
right?
Definitely. And that's kind of like our goal, like is to just break down these barriers that we seem to keep facing and make it as seamless and frictionless as possible, and if we could find a way to do that by allowing these new players and these new people into crypto to just use a credit card and get what they need, then by all means we'll do it. But there comes a lot with it. We have to figure out ways to avoid the potential chargebacks, the potential fraud, etc. There's a lot of meetings with lawyers that we're going to have a lot of
Mhm.
meetings with financial advisors and things like that before we can make that possible. But it is definitely on our list is to allow that to happen, whether we create a one-stop shop for world where everybody can just, hey, use this website and use your credit card and you can get your world directly to your wallet, frictionless. If we could do something like that, that would be great. But how possible is that? And that's the question that we have when we talk about that. How possible and how viable is that in this community and with the type of people that are involved in crypto, so and there
I
has to
think
be
the
some.
beautiful thing about all this technology is that absolutely anything is possible, but I feel
Yeah,
like
it is.
crypto's in a very vulnerable state. Like, have you heard of any of the crypto crackdowns that are happening in Europe right now? I like there's a lot of legislation and stuff that's coming down. That's I don't think that it's really hit mainstream. Like, it hasn't hit Twitter yet. But there's a lot that's really coming down the pipe.
There is a lot, but there's also a lot that's good. Like
Mhm.
for example, I believe my girlfriend was telling me, I believe it was in Europe, it was in the EU, where if you're holding for a year, you don't have to pay taxes on crypto.
Oh, which country is that?
It was Germany, and Germany, yeah, it was
Yes.
Germany. You're
Yep.
right. In Germany, they made it to where if you're holding your earnings for a year, after a year, you will not be taxed anymore. So it's like, wow, like that is big. Like that's a big plus. And then
Yeah,
of course you have
go hodlers, all right? That's a huge plus.
exactly, that's a huge plus. And of course you have the people who are against it. There's always going to be people against it, but how can you legislate something that's decentralized? How can you crack down on things that are decentralized? It's decentralized. You can't. You don't have the power to touch it. You can't track anybody who has these wallets. How are you able to tell who is who?
Well, how do
So
we properly decentralize these servers, right? I mean, does decentralization come from the NFT world platform, or is
yeah, we are
decentralization for each?
decentralized.
Mhm.
We're decentralized already. Like it's already decentralized. There's no really pinning it other than hey, I'm the owner of this project. Like that is the only thing pinning you to anything inside of NFT worlds is you owning up to it. At the end of the day, there's no file sitting at the IRS saying Cuban's the owner of World Prison. Cuban owns this much world in his wallet that is linked to World Prison. They don't do that. They can't do that because guess what? They bring it up to court. All you gotta say is no. That's not mine. Like there's nothing linking you to this wallet until you take cash outs and stuff, which you're supposed to report to the internal rug system. But other than that,
I love
there's
that.
really
I'm not gonna let you slide by that. The internal rug system. I love that, dude.
other than that, there's really nothing linking you to these people, or to the country. There's like this whole long joke on Twitter, of Basie users, Bored Ape Yacht Club, saying I'm a homeless man on paper, like, and it's hilarious
Mm.
because it's true. Like they're holding these pictures and this ETH in their wallets, and slowly, taking out what they need throughout the day and throughout the week, throughout the month, whatever. But on paper, they're homeless. They don't work. They don't have jobs. Nothing. And I feel like that is where the governments are getting a little fearful of it. But at the end of the day, there's nothing you can do. This is the new way of life. This is the new thing. This is the new it. This is where this is where people are breaking out of financial slavery and the whole 9 to 5 mindset, and they're realizing there's more to life, and they're realizing that they can make an impact on a community and help a big huge chunk of people and themselves all at the same time. you know a lot of that is being realized here. And not to be a conspiracy theorist or anything like that, governments don't like that. Like, that's just like basic facts.
Yeah.
Governments do not like independence. They do not like people being free. That they need to have some type of hold over you in some way, shape, or form. You can be the richest person in the entire world, own the biggest company, and be the CEO of Amazon. They still have you by the balls with taxes, regardless of who you are. You got to pay some form of taxes. Sure, there's write-offs. Sure, you can say I had to pay this person this much money. I had to pay this company this much money, and it's your company. Like, there's so much different things that you can do, of course, but they still have a hold over you. And that's where they kind of get a little pissed off. But there's nothing that they can do. There's really nothing that they can do. This is the new way of life. It's decentralized. It's been like this since 2009, and we're still here. If they had a way of, this is how I see it, right? If they had a way of cracking down on this, why didn't they crack down on it when Silk Road got invaded? Why didn't they crack down on it when all these dark websites that use crypto because it's decentralized? Why haven't they shut it down then when there's guns and drugs and everything else being bought on the dark web with crypto, right? And that is what gives us a bad look, is these dark web websites are giving crypto a bad look, gave crypto a bad look before we even came into the space with NFTs and all this amazing stuff and all these amazing communities. So it's just going to take some time for everyone to catch on that, you know, here in the NFT community, we're not using our crypto for drugs. We're using our crypto to expand communities, help each other, and create these amazing possibilities and opportunities for a mass majority of the population all around the world. It's not just the United States. It's not just Brazil. It's not just Germany. It's not just United Kingdom. It's the whole entire world is involved in this in some way, shape, or form.
I
You
think
know,
that we're all starting to see our governments really really start to take a,
exactly.
a
Yeah.
deeper look, because you want to know, I honestly, you can, and I'm trying to pull it up while we look. I think that after China had their most recent crackdown, and all of the Bitcoin mining, all of the hash rate for Bitcoin mining, it all came back over to America. And I think, especially with everything going on geopolitically in our country, um, cryptocurrency, the idea of self-sovereignty, um, just having control of your own finances and being able to execute a transfer of funds, purchase whatever you want, do whatever you want with your money. That whole idea is really starting to resonate with a lot of politicians. And I do just want to point out that I'm a little concerned about the whole idea of the European lockdowns, or not the European lockdowns, but the crackdown on crypto that Europe is having. I'm honestly, I'm trying to look it up while me and you speak, but um, I did some reading on it, and pretty much everybody's gonna have to KYC. I'm
Yeah,
I feel like it's, I don't want to say bearish. I feel like it's going to be a struggle in the short term because they're really, really going to tighten things up over there. But I feel like as people voice their concerns and, people push back on their politicians who are honestly, in my opinion, just being freaking paranoid and trying to control people. But I think we agreed not to go down too many conspiracy rabbit holes, so we'll stay away.
yeah,
But I feel like in America though, I think that we're really starting to um, start to get to a place where our politicians understand that what is the biggest stable coin? What are the top three stable coins? They're all pegged to the US dollar, right?
yeah. USDC, USDT,
Is
there's one more.
is Frax? I'm on CoinGecko right now watching the DAI peg hopefully come back very soon.
Yeah, I mean,
Uh,
as far as stable coins, the only coin I trust my money with in stable coins is USDC. I wouldn't use a different stable coin in my opinion. And that's just because I have a lot of trust for Coinbase. Coinbase is a very reputable company, um, and it's, I guess, the majority's favorite out of the bunch. But far as with KYC and stuff like that, like I have a different view than most people on it. Like, I feel like if you own a project, right? If you own a project and you're leading a project and you're expecting people to mint your project, you need to be doxxed. You need to, not for someone to personally go and dox you without your consent. You need to yourself put your information out there and say, "Hey, my full name is such and such. This is my project." And I'm from here, da da da, whatever. You don't have to give, exact addresses or anything like that, but you need to let the people know who you are. Because if you decide to rug, you need to be held accountable for that. If a project decides to rug pull, they need to be held accountable, and that is probably that's my take on it. Like, if you're gonna be running a project, KY, you shouldn't be offended or feeling like you're not wanting to KYC yourself, and that's something that NFT Worlds has started doing. If you own a project and you want to be verified, you want the faucet, you need to KYC verify with us. You need to put your information out there, because if you rug pull the NFT Worlds community, you need to be held accountable for that.
well, I think it is another one of those barriers to entry. There's
Yeah,
the narrative that it allows these shadowy actors, these shadowy figures to move money and, again, starting to dip our toes back into the conspiracy stuff we want to stay away from. But it's like it's the conspiracies that are a barrier to entry for the casual gamer who again has no problem with just pulling up the vanilla build of Minecraft on their PC, pulling up Bedrock on their Switch, on any console, and just having fun with their friends without worrying about any of these things that mean you have to consider about the crypto
exactly.
space, right? I think when we really start to take ourselves out of the sphere of knowledge, right? Because dude, we're seeing wild stuff happen. I mean, UST,
Exactly.
uh, anybody who says, "Hey, Jeremy, you have a perfectly fun time playing Minecraft on your computer or on your Xbox, sitting on your couch with a cup of whiskey. Hey, I know you probably heard of that UST thing last week where everybody lost all their money, but
Yeah,
my other buddy told me about this crypto game where you can earn tokens and all you have to do is go in and play for a little while. That is a huge barrier. So I think that we need to try to figure out how to clean up the space a little bit. And I'm very encouraged because sometimes, again, I feel like it's there are certain narratives that are 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 kind of suppressed in the crypto space. Regulation is one of them. And
Yeah.
I'm also pro regulation. I'm not pro restriction, but we do need to regulate ourselves in some capacity. If we're not going to regulate ourselves, which again, situations like UST, and my heart goes out to anybody who's been affected by that project. I'm so sorry. I wish that there was more that could be done, and I know that there are plans and actions. I hope all of that goes through and all of you guys are made whole. Again, God bless. But that entire situation shined a huge light on some of our inefficiencies. I mean, we are the wild, wild west, but that can't last forever, especially when we're talking about trying to
Exactly.
move the entire space forward, right? Because I mean, to your point, there's a reason why even I think you're saying, even when you go into DeFi, your trusted stablecoin of choice is going to be USDC. For me, dude, with my DeFi mindset, I'm like, yeah, USDC has a backing. It's an actual currency that there's tokenomics behind that, right? There's tokenomics behind why USDC can be trusted. There is very short-term corporate debt used as collateral or a actual dollar that is sitting in Circle's bank account that will allow you to instantly and seamlessly redeem your normal USD for in exchange for a USDC token. There's logic. There is a plan and clear guidance as to why you can trust USDC. How do we create those same mechanisms within NFT worlds? And I feel like I so badly want to mix in a little bit of DeFi in all of this because I don't want it to be super centralized like traditional
Yeah.
finance. Obviously, that's why I'm a DeFi junkie. I don't like complete centralization, but we also need to drive a demand for the world token. Hear me out on this. We we need to build systems and mechanisms that require people to hold to hold the token. Speaking to you, Cuban, it sounds like I'm freaking stating the obvious, right? You're like, duh. But that doesn't seem to be the consensus around the way that we're building our worlds. It seems like, again, we're too focused on these NFTs. What are we doing to
Exactly.
drive people to keep our token in their wallet within the game itself? Are there mechanisms within the game itself where the game locks up world and stakes
Yeah.
it or does whatever, right? Are you familiar with are you familiar with
There's many ways that it can be done,
yeah,
and one of those ways is creating and very engaging and retention holding content.
mm,
And then you go ahead and have those shops, those world shops where there's custom items and items that you can only get with world. That is how, and all that world goes to the server's wallet. And that's one of the many ways that it can be done. There's many different ways that it can be done.
mm,
But for that to happen, the content needs to be there. The servers need to be there. Um, what else? there's just so much to get into with that stuff. Um, far as how does someone who isn't from Minecraft, like how are they expected to create a game mode like that? How are they expected to create a fun game mode that Minecraft players are gonna enjoy and be held to stay there and feel enthused about being part of that community? Like it's kind of like a little gap that isn't that big and can easily be fixed, easily be filled, as long as the projects and everybody involved realizes that that issue is there and sees it more as, okay, we know that we're having that issue. We know we're not Minecraft first. We know we're coming from the NFT standpoint of things. We're coming from a different game standpoint of things. How do we wrap this with Minecraft? How do we put this hand in hand? How can we appeal to these players with our game mode? And then after you do that, how do we expand our reach? How do we reach out to the player base and say, hey, come on over here? And we're gonna have many different ways to do that, and different I guess marketing techniques that we're gonna be following through with, particularly going for the Minecraft player base. We're gonna that's who we're trying to reach
Can can
out of
I
everybody.
can I poke at you for a second?
Yeah.
Do we have to assimilate traditional Minecraft players into NFT world Minecraft players? And I preface that by because it's I think when we are building again our worlds and our projects, do we really need people to get involved in the NFT space to enjoy these projects? Do they really? Does a
Mm,
project even need to mint a token? Can a project simply
mhm.
make a great game and put it out
So
there?
just make the you're asking if a project can just make it without having to mint something, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Okay.
like I have a world. I'm a Minecraft developer. I,
Yeah,
I
see, that's the gap. That's the gap that these people are having. These people who hold these worlds and stuff, they're not Minecraft developers, or they are developers who think it's going to be easy transitioning into Minecraft development, and that's not how it is at all. Um, the reason that these projects, and one of the reasons why I can't personally do that myself is because there is a certain amount of funding that is needed to make these projects actually work. I personally don't have the money out of my pocket to go and pay these YouTubers money to come and bring the attention over to our server. That's where the funding from the minting is being used for. I don't have the funding to pay these crazy builders to create these spawns, dungeons, boss rooms, um, harvesting areas, plot areas. I don't have the money to pay for them. Each of these builds that I just named are going to be anywhere between $500 to $1,000 a piece. Each and every single one of those builds. We don't have the money to simply just keep a server running for that long, especially one that's never going to be reset and it's going to continuously be updated. We don't have the money to keep a server up like that running, and that is why projects are, and specifically in NFT worlds, that is why projects are minting for money first, and then using that money to create an amazing experience. But now, let's say in a perfect world, you have a team where you already own your world, okay? You have a really good builder or two, because usually, these builds that you're seeing, they're not just done by one person, they're done by, two, three, four different people on a whole team. Let's say that you have a crazy developer or two, because the workload is big sometimes. So let's say you do have a crazy developer or two, then maybe, yeah, it's possible to have the server up and running and done, but it's not going to be as efficient as if you had a little bit more money to just throw at more developers and more builders to build your experience quickly and efficiently and with the top technology needed to compete with the current Minecraft servers that already been up for years and have hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars of donations to throw at developers and builders to continue to keep growing and show like, hey, look, our server is great. This is what we have. This is what we've accomplished. But personally, with with that being said, right? Personally, if you have the money to do it already out of your pocket, by all means, you really don't necessarily need to have a mint. It could be a free mint to do it, right? A lot of people are doing that. But if you need the funding for it, that's where people are going to mint first and then create the project. but you have to have something you're going to deliver on when doing that. You have to have a roadmap. You have to have a white paper that is showing the facts and showing that you're going to be delivering it by this date on such and such. That is the stuff that people like to see and the stuff that you need to follow on, because words are great, right? Words are beautiful. Words can make you feel good, but you know what makes you feel a little better? Action. Seeing it in your face, seeing the physical proof of what you're doing is actually being done. That is what people like to see more.
And and yes, you're completely correct. People need to be able to see. So much of this is intangible. So much of this is, again, behind a wall of knowledge. And to be completely honest, I don't believe that it's feasible to ask the amount of people that we would like to see come into this ecosystem have any knowledge of what an NFT is. Point blank, period. Uh, to be completely honest, what I would love to see and what I would argue is honestly the best business model. And you know what? You're my first interview, so if I get canceled off of saying this, I mean, World Mind, they're just gonna curse me out in Discord. So who cares? I'm gonna jump out on a ledge and say I don't believe that a Web3 approach is required. I don't believe that
Hmm.
it's required to make this platform be successful because honestly, we aren't taking enough influence from the Web 2 space that created the gaming industry as it is today. There's a reason why we have so much hope in this blowing up into something big. It's because we know the opportunity based on Web 2's gaming industry. Why don't we just take that? Just take that and literally copy and paste it. Have a great experience, just like you're saying. You have somebody come in, it's the perfect storm. They come in, they know what they're doing, they can build, they can execute, they're well funded. But what they don't do, they don't even speak the name NFT. Besides when saying NFT World, the name of the platform, they don't mint
See,
an NFT.
I'm a little against that theory as to what we're transitioning into,
Hmm.
for the simple fact that I feel like Web3 is necessary for what we're doing here at NFT Worlds. If there was no Web3, there would be no NFT Worlds.
It will the
That would,
you but wait bake Web3 into it, right? Bake Web3 into it, okay? You have a Web2 front end, meaning, hey bud, there's this great Minecraft based experience. It's called
but that's already done. That's already done. That's Hypixel. What you're speaking right now is Hypixel, a player base of 50,000 players already. There's no taking that away. Many servers have tried throughout the years before they were at 50,000. Now they've knocked out every server for the simple fact that these other servers haven't done anything to transition from Web 2 LEDs being dominated by Hypixel. Hypixel has their foot on the neck of every single server. Every YouTuber that's in Minecraft right now, okay, every single YouTuber influencer in Minecraft plays on Hypixel for free. They play on Hypixel because they need to play on Hypixel if they want to stay with the views that are coming in right now. If there
then
was no web,
why paint people into a corner where they're made to feel that they need to be involved in NFTs to be able to play these games, whereas we could just bake in the world token, right? There's I'm not saying
but
that
that's
we
Web
want to
three.
escape it, but you know what I mean? Like we don't need we have an in-game economy, right? And
Mm-hmm.
that gameplay loop is amazing, and the in-game economy is based off of world token. Now me as just a normal person, I get off of work, I go and I grab a beer. I don't need to go on Twitter, I don't need to understand anything about an NFT, I don't need to go on anybody's website. I click on the launcher for NFT worlds, I log in, my Microsoft account is automatically linked to some wallet. People know that all of that, dude. That's Web 2.0, right? You have that with Rockstar, Shark Cards. You have that with Call of Duty. From what I've just said, from the launcher, that's all Web 2, right?
Yeah,
You
but now
you
when you
you
press
choose.
play on that launcher, it's Web3.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. But the user doesn't need to know that, right? Because now we don't need to mix what the user's forced to know between what's going on with the technology. See, we're technology guys. We get excited about the technology. We get excited about the potential mechanics and the interworkings. But to bring down some of these barriers, we need to understand that we're biased. We're biased because we
Now,
know all of this.
here's
Right,
the
right, right
thing
here.
though.
Right, hold on, no, no,
Here's
no,
the
no, no,
thing.
no,
Here's the thing.
no, 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 no. So we have this amazing experience. We log in. You click on the game, and you're playing this amazing game. You're doing the in-world transactions. When you go to buy something, MetaMask just pops up. MetaMask just pops up. MetaMask is baked in because MetaMask is literally code. You can fork it. The Coinbase wallet is a fork of MetaMask. Fork
Mm.
the MetaMask code, bake it into the NFT Worlds launcher so that when somebody goes to click on a button to execute an in-game transaction, yes, obviously you're using World, but doesn't you know what I mean? Like, kind of digest what I just said. Doesn't that take down some of those barriers? We don't need people to be NFT junkies to enjoy our platform.
All
That's
right,
a
now Cookie,
choice.
are you
That's a
ready
cho-
for this?
Yeah, yeah.
We've already done that, but we made it even better by making it gasless.
I believe
Are
that there's still I believe that there's still
are
a
you ready for
barrier.
your mind
Like,
to be blown?
oh yeah, no, throw it on me, baby. Throw it.
Okay. On the so you said let's cut out NFTs out of the picture. You don't need an NFT to earn. You don't need an NFT to join the server. You don't even need to know about NFTs. A lot of servers are like that. You can collect. You can connect right now to the SMP over on NFT World's official server. You don't need an NFT to play. You don't need an NFT to play on Worldblocks. You don't need an NFT to play on World Prison. Right? You're not gonna need an NFT to play. Right? Where Web3 comes in and kind of makes it the new Minecraft is okay. You hold our NFT. You helped invest into this project. Right? You helped invest into this project because you see hope in the white paper and the roadmap, and that is appealing to the NFT community. At that point, you are not appealing to Minecraft players ever. There is no project on this planet face of Earth, okay? There is not a single project that is going to sit here and tell me that you are appealing to the Minecraft player base with your mint. You are appealing to the Minecraft player base with your roadmap and your white paper. That is going to be executed when? After you mint,
Like,
right?
ah,
So the minting process, right? The minting process of a project is appeal to the NFT players, okay?
mm,
Appeal to the world economy and say, look, this is what we're planning on doing here with the funding that we get from this mint. We're planning to put this funding to work, put this money to work to get all of this done, bring these people over, and then appeal to the Minecraft player base. And that's what I'm doing over at World Prison.
but
We're appealing to the NFT.
can't we just have the significance of NFTs in the game be the fact that, hey, I'm playing version one of this game. When I buy a skin, when I buy a weapon, it's an NFT. It's immutable. You know what I mean? Nobody can take it from me. I can sell it. The next game that they have, right? Because that's why I can't stand COD. You jump into Call of Duty, you spend all this money, you get the season pass, you get all these dope skins, and then literally you have to pay the same amount of money next year to get the exact same skin. So when we're talking about what Web 2 players are easily engaged by, you're talking about those in-game assets, skins, weapons, unlocks, buffs, boosts,
Yeah, but that's all
whatever it
done with
is.
Web3 too.
Exactly, and that's where Web 3 is powerful, right? Because
Yeah.
but the user doesn't have to be in the user's face. Is my whole point. I know that
Mhm.
there's no escaping that NFT Worlds is a Web3 platform, and I never want to take that away. I want to have that tough conversation, and I love that me and you are going at it, right? Because these are the tough conversations that need to be had to move us forward, right? I think that honestly, I'm
Definitely,
talking to all of our
definitely.
teams, like all of our projects, any project that's on NFT Worlds right now, you literally need to listen to what me and Cuban have literally spent the last hour going off about, and really just pushing each other, right? This is exactly what we need, Cuban. We don't,
Definitely.
right? Because it's not that we don't want NFT worlds to be Web3. It is Web3, but how do we make it so that you're on Web3, but you don't even know? It needs to be seamless. It needs to be transparent.
That's the frictionless part that I was talking about, like, okay, so far as our server, for example, and I'm going to use our server because I have no idea what other projects are planning to do, in the future, or, working on right now. So I'm not gonna speak too soon about anybody. But far as NFT World's official server and World Prison, those are the two examples I'm going to use right now. I feel like it is at a frictionless level where anybody can connect and start earning. It's already at that level that you're speaking of, where you can forget about NFTs for a little bit while you're on here, right? But here's the thing, you're not going to forget, because guess what the game chat's going to be talking about? NFTs. The whole game chat is going to be talking about
Good,
NFTs. You're never going to escape it.
good point.
It's never not going to be in your face, ever, ever. If you're making a NFT based server, if you're making, scratch that. You buy a world on NFT on OpenSea or on WorldMind Marketplace, right? You buy a world and you go and put it online, and you start inviting people, and you invite some people over from the NFT World's Discord, yada yada yada. Guess what that chat is going to transition into talking about? NFTs. It's unavoidable. You're never going to cut that out. But
Do you prefer
that's
that?
that's
Wouldn't you prefer that somebody's exposure to NFTs is through playing the game, because now they're on the platform, they love the game. They may jump in at first and not and completely disregard everything that's going on in the chat, right? But they love the
ex-
game. They came for the game, right? They came for
exactly
the roadmap, just like you said. And you know what? You know what? And again, it's beautiful that we're having this conversation, because there are both sides to it, and I honestly feel like I'm saying the exact same thing as you, but it's how you execute it. It's how we find that right balance, and I feel like that's what me and you are
exactly.
hashing out.
And
Like, this is beautiful.
the launcher is a great way. You connect your account to NFTworlds.com. You automatically get a wallet. You're cutting out the need to create a wallet. If you don't want the wallet to be, parented by NFT Worlds, like you said, you go and create your own one on MetaMask. You can find a video on YouTube, 4 minutes, that'll explain to you everything you need to know about MetaMask. You'll be a pro in 4 minutes. So we're already cutting out that friction between having a wallet to receive your coins on, right? That friction is gone. Now you load up the NFT Worlds launcher, all the NFT worlds are right there in your face. You just pick what game mode you want to play. Do you want to go and drive a plane and shoot at people out of a plane? Go to Mine Nations. Do you want to go and play a true FPS game? You go to World Mine. You want to play a prison server? You go to World Prison. You want to go play an SMP slash future updates that I will not talk about that are going to be great, wink wink, you go to the official SMP server that is created by the NFT Worlds team. If you want to play a different FPS because you own a Grey Boy, for example, you go to Grey Boys. Like, there's so many different things that are cutting out the friction more and more every day as we continue to grow, and it's only getting better. Once we find out a way to really cut the friction between buying world to use in game, it's going to create a lot more volume, that's for sure. It's going to create a lot less friction. And once that system comes out, whether it be from us, whether it be from a different team, whether Arc and Temp go and release this system, that is going to push us out even further and more into the community welcoming us with open hands and coming over. Um, But far as the friction of just, going and playing and earning, it's already there. You create your account on ftworlds.com, then you log into the launcher, you go on the server, and you're just playing the game at that point. Like, that's all you're doing. Now you're just playing the game and earning. You have to do nothing else. Nothing else has to be done. Now it's time to cash out, right? You go to the NFT Worlds page. There is a section literally right there to bridge your earnings over to the ETH network to cash out. It's all right there in your face. You need to get a little bit of ETH to move it over. You go to websites like moonpay.com, and MoonPay, for example, you use a credit card, they'll send the ETH right over to your wallet in maybe 30 minutes max. You'll have the ETH to do your transaction. All that frictionless is already there. It's just about adapting and getting the word out. Like, hey, Minecraft community, you need to stop playing those servers that are pay to win and are just trying to drain you of your money, and come over here where you can earn. You have so many different possibilities, and we're creating a whole new Minecraft experience. We're creating the new Minecraft of the future. This is what Minecraft is transitioning to, because Minecraft is a game that will never die. That is just the obvious state and fact is that Minecraft will never die. It is such a strong game. It's a sandbox game. The possibilities are endless over on Minecraft. So I feel like we're heading in the right direction. I feel like we shouldn't be disconnecting too much away from Web3 to appeal to the Minecraft player base, but more like transition the players who don't know about Web3 with open arms and showing them, hey, it's not that hard. It'll take you a day to understand everything you need to know. It'll take you just a day to understand what you need to know for NFT worlds. That's all it'll take. Read a few documents, watch a few videos, and you're a pro. So I feel like if we have more guides like that in the community and more stuff like that, it'll be a lot better for the entirety of the community.
Well, now I have some ideas on the next walkthroughs that I can do for cookie catch-up. So thank you for those topics. I'll definitely get working on those. No, but you're
Yeah.
you're you're completely right. I mean, it's all about, first of all, execution by the teams. Um, dude, it's tokenomics, man.
Yeah, it is, and there's going to be a tokenomics update coming with for World soon. They've talked about this publicly. There's a lot of updates coming on. We're just basically waiting for everything to settle out. We're waiting for the dust to clear from all this bear market, because you got to really understand, right, how the bear market is, right? So for example, Fuyu always tweets this out: development greater than hype, right? It's the development greater than sign and then hype, right? What does that mean, right? You got to really think. What does Fuyu mean when he tweets this out, right? You got to look at these projects, right? The projects that were all hype, little to no development, have obliterated themselves during this bear market, right? They're knocked out of the water. I think it was Cool Cats. Is that the popular cat NFT? I think it was Cool Cats or something like that.
There's so many.
Com- Went completely like below market. I believe they had like um little to no utility. I don't think they were involved with any of the metaverses or anything like that. I believe they were just a profile picture NFT. They just had a lot of hype. Bear market came around, knocked them right out of the water. Everybody got pretty upset, right? So a lot of people are involved with these little to no utility projects that are just profile pictures, that are just flexing, whatever the case may be, and they're I mean, how did you not expect this? The price went down after people realized I can sell this and go into a different project that has a way more utility. So that's what started happening. People started selling these projects that have no utility, moving on to different projects and getting involved with different projects that have a lot of utility, have pay to earn, have passive income, etc., etc. And now everybody is on Twitter saying NFTs are dead, market's bearish, um, everything sucks, NFTs are dead, it was just all a fad, yada yada yada. No, bro, you invested into a JPEG. That's what happened. You invested into a JPEG. that has little to no utility at all. Now you look at a project like NFT Worlds, right? NFT Worlds isn't just a JPEG. NFT Worlds is a metaverse. It is a project that holds so much possibilities. It holds so much potential in it, and it's based around a game mode with 170 million monthly players every month, right? You have all of that hand in hand. Sure, our numbers have gone down a little bit. Our world tokens close to an all-time low. That is something we couldn't control. There's a war in Russia that is bringing down everything. All stocks are down. All cryptos are down. When ETH and Bitcoin goes down, guess what happens to us? We go down, right? So it is what it is. It is what it is. Our token went down. Our floor price went down a little bit from that as well. But guess what, right? Here's the kicker. Our floor price went down. Our number of staked worlds have only gone up. We are currently at, out of a whole 10,000 collection of NFT worlds, 9,030 of them are currently being staked for rewards.
Hell yeah.
The rest of them are either being held in a wallet or whatever the case may be, right? The rest of them are either spread around wallets, and only 100 of them are being listed for sale.
The
Out
the
of
other ones
10.
are being listed on WorldMind Marketplace.
Oh, and that's only like 100 of
Yeah.
them, right? That's only like 100 in total that are being listed for sale across all platforms. Those numbers should open your eyes a little bit when it comes to NFT worlds, right? Only 100 out of 10,000 being listed for sale. There's a reason people are trying to hold these. There's a reason that people are holding on, like we're not letting go, right? Now, look at the official server numbers, right? This is not including any of the other servers. It's not including Hero Galaxy, Roblox, WorldMind, any other server. It's not including those, just NFT Worlds alone, right? Now, let me pull up the exact numbers for you. Give me 1 second here. I will pull up the exact numbers. In the last week, let me log in. Actually, I'm not even going to use that picture. I'm going to use the numbers as of today. So in the last week, we have seen over on the official NFT server. Give me 1 second here. There we go. Okay, so from the 16th until today, which is the 23rd, so that would be for 7 days. Yeah, so the last week, we have had 7,981 unique players, a uptrend of 1,687 from the last week before that. So the week before that, we had 6,294 unique players. This week, it was almost 8,000. So we went up almost 2,000 new players in a week, or unique players in a week. Then you have new players, right? We've had 2,454 new players this week alone. Regular players, we had an increase of 4,287 new regular players on the server. The average playtime on the server in a week has jumped up from 7 hours and 35 minutes to 14 hours and 9 minutes. And the sessions being played have jumped up from 57,730 sessions to 140,040 sessions. These are the numbers that people need to pay attention to when you're saying, oh, bear market, quote unquote, NFT world is in a bear right now, yada, 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 yada. Sure, our numbers are down when it comes to floor price and things like that. There's only about 100 of them listed. Sure, the world token's down right now. Everything is down right now. That's how it's going to be. If ETH and Bitcoin go down, all the derivatives of ETH and Bitcoin are going to go down. We can't control that. There's a war going on. That's what happens when there's wars. There's slight recessions. But guess what? Our community is strong. Our community is still pushing through. Our community is still only growing. While everyone's worried about a bear market, the devs and the teams are still building.
See, and I was
There's
I wanted to touch on that because bear markets don't exist for technology. It's like
it don't it
it's like
don't.
it's it's like saying, oh, 802.11's in a bear market. What? It's a technology. Like, are you saying that like people just aren't using the Wi-Fi? Like that doesn't mean that Wi-Fi is. You know what I mean? Like people are just using but you know what I mean though? Like
Yeah,
it's
no,
not
like for
like
real,
this
like there's
technology isn't in a there's no such thing as a bear market when you have people that are actively working to improve on this technology and to build. And again, like those, I'm among all of the things that me and you are agreeing on, and I'm loving everything that you're throwing at me, it's just another thing that we need to
Exactly.
try to squeeze and not completely flush out, but it's FUD. It's FUD that is completely unnecessary because a game can't go into a bear market. Like, it doesn't exist. It's a video game. Like a
Exactly.
website, arguably, depending on the industry, of course, doesn't it, there's a it's a game. You get on, you play the game, but I believe that it's going to be projects that adopt particular mechanics that require the game to retain the world token, right? I'm not talking about it going to the team. I'd like to see, all right, so from DeFi, you're familiar with the curve convex model?
Hmm.
Um, Curve, obviously, or not obviously, Curve is a DeFi protocol. It is for stables. It's just super efficient. They have a CRV token, and
Hmm.
pretty much the way that they worked out their tokenomics is that they're going to emit tokens, and protocols need to consume that token and hold it in their treasuries. And in doing so, they're able to create passive income for their investors.
Definitely.
I, bel
Yeah.
I believe that that is ultimately the best way that we do it, is because there is there's a cap on the amount of world token that's going to be in existence. So how do you drive the price up? If you go and look at the CRV chart, that freaking currency holds its value because there's scarcity in it. Whenever the Curve protocol emits tokens, and it doesn't just willy nilly emit them, whenever it is emitted, protocols gobble it up. There's no CRV on the market because people need to
Yeah.
hold it. Your business model is built around having this world token not be held in the treasury of the protocol, but I'd like to see it be held by the game itself. The games need to have systems and mechanics that incentivize people to go and purchase world off of the market and bring it into your game, right?
Yeah.
Encourage
Definitely.
people to
Yeah.
go on KuCoin or wherever you can buy the world token and purchase it like you would buy a shark card for the credits so
Yeah.
that
And
you
that's what
can
we're
buy
trying
a
to achieve
bazooka.
over at World Prison.
Yeah, and it's the tokenomics, it's the game mechanics, it, we we need people to think more like you, Cuban. The vision that you have and the way that you see the space, it really kind of makes me double down on my enthusiasm. It really, really gets me excited to know that it's individuals like you who are driving this platform forward. Because you know you obviously you look at this like it's a business, like it is something that is built to last, um,
Oh,
and
it
not like it's
definitely
a
is.
fad, right? Like I feel like people do
Yeah.
look
This
at
isn't
NFTs
going
like it's a
anywhere.
fad.
Well, and I get what they're coming from. I get where those people who look at it as a fad are coming from. But with something like this, something like this, NFT worlds, um, it's not. It's the new Minecraft. Like they built something completely like NFTs can go down today and be destroyed, but the projects that are on NFT worlds aren't going anywhere because everything is still going to be running the same. We are at an all-time low and we are doing great. Like this is just more proof that we are not going anywhere. At the end of the day, NFTs can be done and everyone's over it, which of course isn't going to happen. NFTs are going to be the new way of life. Like this has to be completely quite honest with each other here. NFTs are slowly taking over. If you think this is the peak or the peak of NFTs was at the beginning of this year, whatever you thought it was, you're going to be in for a very big surprise when this starts getting more and more adaptation
Well,
from other communities.
NFTs are like the ultimate tool for permission, right? If you want to talk about
Exactly.
how to manage access, again, both going back to both of our backgrounds, um, and NFT is a cert, right?
Yeah, it's a
it's a
certificate. Yeah.
exactly it's a certificate, right? It's a great way to validate somebody's identity, right? To say, hey, you have an ape, you're allowed on this yacht for this party, right?
Yeah.
Show me your ape. Like if I go into your wallet, where's the contract? Where's the creator contract for your ape? Does it match?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Boop. I'm gonna scan your QR code. If it matches, get in. If not, the bouncers are throwing you on your butt, and it's that it takes that type of understanding. Um, dude, you're gonna have to come back. You're gonna have to come back on and speak to me more, dude, because um,
Yeah, I'm down, man.
we're quickly approaching an hour and 30 minutes, and I'm just I feel like me and you could go for another 2 hours, but like we'll probably have to cut it into another entire video. But here I kind of want to wind down our conversation and asking, we want to get people here. If
Yeah.
there's one thing that you or I or anybody else in the community, if there's one simple thing, if you can whittle it down, what can we do today to bring down one of those
Remake your game
barriers?
modes.
Huh?
Remake the game modes. And
All right. We're going for another hour. Go on. Go ahead. Let me hear. We're another hour.
okay, let's
Part two
say
starts now.
if you want my honest opinion, okay, honest opinion, I'm being unbiased here. I love the projects, I love the technology that everyone is making, and they're onto great paths. But my hardcore honest opinion is these game modes have to be remade, right? You need to throw out you already created your NFTs, you already minted, whatever the case is, if you're about to mint and you haven't created your game mode yet, this is probably something you need to listen to. You need to have someone on your team who has experience in the Java community. Not just somebody who says, hey, I've been building servers for 3 years. No, 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 no. You need someone who's been here from day one all the way until today. That is the type of people you need on your team because those are going to be the type of people that know what has gone up, what has gone down, what game modes have died, what game modes have came back to life. All of that stuff is so important when it comes to creating a game mode, right? So, not necessarily saying scratch your map, start fresh, throw your game modes away, but kind of update them, rework them, make them more enjoyable to Minecraft players. Once you do that, once you have one Minecraft player on your server, that's all. It's a domino effect. Once you have one Minecraft player, he tells a friend, "Hey, I'm earning money over here. Come on over." Then they go and tell more friends and more friends and more friends and more friends. Then you get YouTubers on. You have all this amazingness all going on your project, and it's just a big old domino effect to bring the whole community over. And it all started with just having an enjoyable game mode that appealed to a Minecraft player.
Yo, you're a savage. You the oh man. I couldn't agree more. I could not agree more.
And I'm not saying that these projects have bad game modes. Don't get me wrong; they're enjoyable and they're crazy technology. But sometimes too much technology throws off the Minecraft players, and sometimes too little technology throws off the Minecraft players. You have to
That
find the
balance.
balance.
Yeah, yeah. And they do skew too far to either side. That balance
Exactly.
as a community something because it's a cultural thing, right?
Yeah,
Um,
and it takes time. We're early. Everything just started. NFT worlds just started. It's about to be what our year mark or second year mark. Like we're pretty close to this being a year or 2 years old. Like it really has not been that long since we've been up. So all of this is learning curves. All of this is trial, test, errors, all of it, and it's not going anywhere. We're slowly
the
building
launcher
into
is in
something
alpha.
bigger.
The
The
NFT
launch
the
is in
NFT
alpha.
launcher is an I and whenever I'm like thinking of something, I'm like, oh well, like this could be better. This, and then I look in control panel on my PC, and I'm like, dude, like the freaking game, like the platform isn't even really there yet, right? The
Exactly. We
launcher,
just
the
started.
launcher is it's just getting started, and it's just getting going. But I think that at this stage, it's very important, before we go to move forward, that conversations like the one that you and I have had,
Are being have
yes,
had, yeah.
yeah, throughout the community, me and you are gonna wrap up, but there's a couple of things I've taken notes on that we'll catch up, um, that we'll speak about after the show. Um, Goodness, this has just been an amazing almost 2 hours because me and you spoke about a half an hour before the show. We'll definitely have you back on so freaking soon. Like,
Yeah, definitely. I'm excited to do that.
oh, dude. All right, man. Just in closing, before me and you break back out to our own, personal conversation, do you want to leave the community with any final words?
Um, I mean, shameless plug. Come on over to World Prison. We're doing some very crazy things over on the World Prison server. We're gonna be creating a once in a lifetime experience with prisons. Very interactive, very game changing to Minecraft and NFTs. We're trying our hardest here. We have our best minds. We've already started the development. We've already started the building. We've already started everything that is needed so we can be ahead of schedule. Our mint is on July 4th. Well, actually, we're moving it to July 5th because, come on, it's July 4th. Everybody wants to get drunk and party. So we're not going to hold you to it and make you have to, miss out on the barbecue or miss out on anything just so you can come to our mint. So we'll be pushing it to the July 5th. We're offering a very low entry point of only 1,500 world to come into this project and be a part of it. And yeah, also make sure to check out the World Mind Marketplace. Spend your go right now to your MetaMask, swap your ETH for World, and go to World Marketplace and buy your NFTs with World to support the World ecosystem rather than spending it on OpenSea because World Marketplace is way better than OpenSea.
Damn, boy, you plug my project better than I do. Sheesh. No, absolute dude, it's been absolutely amazing, man. Let's go ahead and wrap up. Oh, it's been a fantastic call. This is Cookie talking to my man Cuban from World Mind Media. You guys have a great evening. We will be back so soon. Please like this video, subscribe, leave a comment down below. Check us out on Twitter. All of the descriptions will be in the show notes. Thank you so much for joining us, guys. Take care.